Hey, this is Notser, and today we're talking 0.9.4. It's live on North America. It should be live everywhere else shortly. And I would love a chance to talk about my first impressions of 9.4, and then I would also like to discuss briefly, as brief as I can, the up-and-coming unique upgrade adjustments that Wargaming intends to do. This is information that's from a developer blog post, so you can verify it as well. In the description of the video, I will have a link there. But let's talk 9.4. So on my screen, not much has changed from your point of view. Probably the biggest change is the consumable icons. Now they've changed the heal icon to sort of be a battleship with a plus sign, indicating that it's a heal. They also got rid of all of the premium consumable cost. They've made the premium consumables the base consumable, and they've removed any credit purchase requirement. They've also removed the ability to have more consumables come from your containers. That's not even an option. Obviously, you should use resources, and resources if you like anything in the game. Always short on coal. So yeah, it's really exciting that the premium consumables are now equalized across the board. That means that mid-tier games will most likely all feel a little bit more competitive overall. And late tier, probably too. Wargaming said that there was a very large percentage of their player base who doesn't even invest in premium, like 40 or 50%. So if you happen to be one of those players that's played the game basically from the beginning for free on your consumables and not spending extra credit towards making the premium consumables your main consumable play, you're going to notice that you can just make more plays. You can be more effective. It's going to feel great, and it's not going to cost anything. So that is absolutely the best part about 9.4. Other things that are noteworthy, the UI in the port changes a little bit. The AP ricochet is really nice. I haven't had any crash events, so all things good from my point of view on 9.4. At least on NA, I hope it goes as well for EU, Russia, and Southeast Asia. Fingers crossed. Now, let's talk about those unique upgrades, because the unique upgrades are interesting. So 9.3, they were introduced into the Research Bureau, and I at the time told you, do not spend any of your Research Bureau points on legendaries until 9.5 comes out, because 9.5 is where Wargaming is rebalancing them. We have a list. Let's go through the list, and I will talk about it. First up, the Yue Yang is getting a buff of sorts. So, the Yue Yang legendary is a slot 5 legendary. It's called Enhanced Armaments, and it used to reduce your gun reload and your torpedo reload by 10% each. It would also change the duration of your consumables, the action time, would reduce it. That has been removed. It no longer reduces the action time of consumables. They have nerfed the main battery reload by 5%, so instead of 10%, it's a 15% nerf. So if you win a gun build, and I did, of sorts, I am losing out on effective power. However, there's a new bonus that will increase the duration of surveillance radar by 20%. There's also a new bonus that's attached to the smoke screen dispersion, also 20%. So that's a good change. And then they have completely removed the torpedo reload penalty. This would communicate that they intend it to be some sort of stealth spotter that uses radar to take out targets that might be in smoke or detect a target behind an island for a teammate while predominantly using their torpedoes. Now, I don't know if this strat is going to work, going full torpedoes, but it's something that they're testing, and they want to see. Also, with the extended duration of the smoke screen dispersion, it could reintroduce that perpetual smoke play that the Pan-Asians had capable before they were nerfed. I don't know when that nerf went in, but it did. So curious to explore both possibilities, both open water surveillance radar, and then under smoke, guns reloaded, but I'm in smoke forever, so you can't see me. Is that a possible play too? Who knows? It's a change, though. It's a significant change. This legendary is now completely different than what it was. It serves a completely different function. Next up, we've got the Khabarovsk. It has a slot 5 legendary, known as Heavyweight Artillery. and it provides the following. No longer is there a penalty that reduces the main turret traverse speed. That is gone. The range of the main battery has been extended 10% instead of 8%. There is, however, a 20% penalty to the action time of consumables, so further distinguishing this ship from Grouse Akua. They clearly want Grouse Akua to be the consumable king, and they want the Kaba's legendary to possibly give it, long-range active maneuvering gun reload. That's the idea. Fast rate of fire, just keep those 1,000 needles on the target and eventually they'll die. I'm not really into this playstyle, but I can see why there would be. I really miss the 10-kilometer range torpedoes on the Kaba. And until we get anything close to that, it's probably not going to speak to me as a player, but someone out there might like it. So at least it's something to make it a little bit more interesting for mostly gun firing, not the consumable portion, of course, that's just nerfed. But the guns are definitely more interesting, and active maneuvering more rewarded. Next up, we've got the Woosters. This is a slot 6, and it used to be slot 5, but they have moved it over to slot 6, so now you can take concealment. You could take whatever slot 5 you want. And the slot 6 enhanced countermeasures, all of the bonuses to consumables, gone. They no longer provide duration benefit at all. Instead, enhanced countermeasures provides the following. There is a bonus that reduces the priority AA sector reload time by 20%. So your priority sectors are going to happen faster and more frequently. They re-added the consumable benefit, the 20% buff, but they re-added it using language similar to the slot 5 module that was like 10% consumables, all your consumable 10%. So this is 20%. So everything that you had before, it's there. It's slot 6 instead of slot 5. And then on top of that, every consumable has 1 extra charge. So what a massive buff to the Woosters. I just have to say. It is a massive, massive buff to the Woosters' effectiveness, usability of consumables. I think that I might actually use this and be excited too, because I will be very, very dangerous under my consumable activation, and it's going to happen a lot. I think we can get up to, what, 6? 5 or 6? That's awesome. We've got the Des Moines. Oh, man, this is what I thought. I expected the Des Moines to have adjustments, and they absolutely are going to adjust the Des Moines legendary, enhanced propulsion. It is being moved from slot 6 to slot 5, so now it directly competes with concealment or faster rudder. The double rudder thing, the only available to DDs and cruisers. Or even the 10% consumable. That's the slot that it now competes with, which is very, very important slot. But it frees up slot 6, so you can pick up an AA or a gun reload or a gun range enhancement. You just have to give up either concealment, faster rudder, or extended duration consumables. And I always take concealment, so it's going to be a little bit harder to get in range without being detected under rate and to use your radar. But since slot 6 is now freed up, you can have higher damage per minute, better gun range, or better AA. So the options are there that weren't, and I feel like this is a side grade. For me personally, it's probably an upgrade, because yeah, concealment sucks and dispersion sucks, but I play spotted a lot. And if you're spotted, the only thing you're benefiting from is that 5% dispersion, and I can easily compensate for that by just maneuvering as a cruiser. So I'm really excited that it is now slot 5. It more directly competes with things that are similar, rather than straight gun damage and stuff like that. And I was pleasantly surprised how much of this consumable, or this module, is still powerful. You just have to change slightly how you exploit that power, but it's absolutely still there, and I can't wait to try this version. The Honorary, for whatever reason, deserved a nerf. It lost 2% on its main battery reload. It also loses 5% of its gun range on the legendary. Just straight nerfs. Don't know why. Not a lot of Henris being played in competitive, random, or otherwise. And this just contributes to making them even less played. So yeah, situation is very weird with that ship. The Grouse Akua first. It is losing 5% of its main battery reload benefit. So the module is a slot 6 legendary. As of 9.4, it provides 15% main battery and secondary reload benefit. It reduces the range of your guns by, I think, 8%. And it has very fast turret traverse. The penalties are like 7 and 8%. So I really like it for many different reasons. They're nerfing the gun reload, the main battery reload, by 5%. They're emphasizing the fact that it is for secondaries in that way. They are completely removing the main turret traverse speed penalty, which was, I think, like 8%. So it wasn't very significant. It was basically half of the reload that you would normally equip in slot 6 for main battery reload. So I don't know that I'm going to really like this change. It seems just like it's a nerf to main battery reload. And, you know, that's okay, I guess. But why does the GK need a nerf? Who can say? I do like that my turrets traverse slightly faster, maybe half a second or something like that. It's such a minor thing. The Montana, the legendary module is also changing. It's getting nerfed. This is a slot 5, enhanced damage control systems. The bonus for fire extinguishing was reduced by 5% from 15 to 10. The reduction in flood recovery, or the improvement in flood recovery, was also reduced from 30% to 10%. So both of them are 10%. It still has the rudder. It still has the steering repair. So for me, it's still very relevant for my play. I really like it. I understand why players don't. And honestly, I think they should consider changing its name. Because it is not enhanced damage control systems. It is really about the rudder. It really is that faster rudder portion of it. And everything else is a bonus. The faster rudder makes it to where the Montana can operate with like a 12.5 or 13 second rudder, which is really nice to get the back half of your ship facing the target and then re-angle and have the best armor facing forward. It doesn't actually change it too much for me. Maybe for some, you were going like a full duration radar, full fire and flood duration reduction. You know, you're going signal flags and you're using damage control and cooldown. For those of you who want to just sit there and tank fire and floods, it's obviously a huge nerf. But for players who are moving, it is not that noticeable based on what actually legendary is benefiting. They really just need to rename the name. It is not a damage control system legendary anymore. It's more like a rudder. We also have the Republic. The Republic legendary, slot 6. They've removed the main turret traverse penalty. Now this is very interesting because before it had equivalent turret traverse penalty to the normal reload module that would, you know, slot on any ship. Now that's not even there. So you get better gun reload, worse gun range, but no gun traverse penalty. That is a very interesting option for players to decide whether to take or not. Now, the gun penalty is huge. You know, it's like 6 kilometers. So it goes from 26 to, or 25 to 20 or 21. So you're giving up a lot of gun range, and you have the gun velocity to easily use that. I don't know if it's worth the faster turret traverse, but if you're playing a close build, it's more viable than it was right now, where it's a garbage legendary that no one should use. So I'm kind of interested to see what actually the benefits this has. We'll see. And finally, the Shimakaze legendary is getting buffed. The turret traverse, or the torpedo traverse, is being reduced, the penalty, from 80% to 70%. So effectively, the torpedoes are going to traverse 20 seconds or so instead of 30 with this module equipped. Don't know if it means I'll use it, but it at least is better than it is now, and that's a good thing. Overall, for the unique upgrades, I'm intrigued. Definitely looking forward to trying out the Worcester, even the Des Moines. I'm really intrigued by the Des Moines. What is the power going to change to? The Yueyang, absolutely going to check that out. The Republic, super excited to try that because it's been an irrelevant skill and there's been no reason to take it, but there might be a reason now. I do not understand the Henri nerf. I don't understand the Montana nerf. Honestly, I kind of understand the GK nerf because the module was just a straight upgrade for your main battery and your secondaries regardless. You just had to give up a little bit of gun range, but that's not a big deal. So this is moving it more towards a side grade. You know, if you want to be good at secondaries or main battery, not both. I'm okay with that. And yeah, the Kaba and the Shima, we'll see. We'll see if it has any actual change on whether I'll play it or not. I am definitely interested in that Des Moines change, though. I do not think it's a nerf. I think, in fact, for my play, it might even be a buff. But we'll have to see. It's very different, the direction they went with that, moving it from slot 6 to slot 5. Now it is competing with really good modules, and it's opening up damage modules for you to reinforce your Des Moines. So you'll probably do more damage, but you'll probably take more damage. Leave in the comments what you think. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to check out more of my content, you can click the most recent or the most relevant uploads. You could also choose to subscribe to my channel. We do daily World Wars videos, first impression, how-to, news, or review related. My North American recruit invite is on the screen. You can take advantage of that. I stream at twitch.tv/Notser. Thank you, have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you next time.